Hi, I'm Gina Biancarosa, and I'm an associate professor and the Ann Swindells Chair in Education at the College of Education at the University of Oregon. I'm also a research associate at the Center on Teaching and Learning, where we've been engaged in the research and development that has gone into DIBELS 8th edition.
Hi, my name is Nancy Nelson. I'm a research assistant professor at the Center on Teaching and Learning at the University of Oregon.
So what is new about DIBELS 8th edition? Well, first of all, we're offering measures in more grades than ever before, K to 8.
Why are there new grade levels for DIBELS 8th edition? The primary reason is to help identify students at risk for reading difficulties in middle school. Previous editions of DIBELS stopped at 6th grade, but DIBELS 8th edition, by extending from kindergarten through 8th grade, will allow you to track student progress to make sure that they're staying on track in middle school. We have benchmark probes for fall, winter, and spring to allow schools to track student progress across the year.
Second of all, we're offering more measures. We've introduced more measures, but we've also made the measures that are available within a grade more consistent for each grade level. As a result, we're able to monitor progress very well, not only for students who are at risk, but also for students who are not at risk. And finally, we've used the latest research to inform everything that has gone into DIBELS 8th edition, from the pools of items that we created to how we constructed the forms, and even to our approach for scoring and reporting scores to you.
What are the biggest differences between DIBELS 8th edition and previous DIBELS editions? First, there's quicker administration for select grade levels.
We've made administration of the measures more efficient in reducing the number of ORF probes that are required for benchmarking. So now you only need to administer one ORF probe rather than 3.
DIBELS 8th edition measures also build on current practices and legislation to make sure that they're relevant for you and your state.
The final thing that we've done, which really is unique across curriculum-based measurement systems, is we're validating DIBELS 8th edition as a dyslexia screener. And we've done this in response to legislation across the US that has been mandating students be screened for dyslexia. So our process is to validate our letter naming fluency, phonemic segmentation fluency, and nonsense word fluency against measures like the comprehensive test of phonological processing, so that the use as a dyslexia screener is properly validated. How is DIBELS 8th edition better than previous versions? Well, first of all, we have more technical adequacy data than we've ever had before. This data shows that DIBELS 8th measures are at least as reliable and valid as any previous edition of DIBELS, including DIBELS Next, and in several cases are far better. We also put a lot of strategic consideration into how we selected items for their presence on DIBELS 8th edition forms, as well as how we organized them onto forms. Equated scores are a way of converting raw scores into a new score scale that minimizes differences in form difficulty. While this isn't as much of an issue for something like letter naming, where letters are letters, it's a big issue when we deal with something like oral reading fluency or maze, because obviously these are intact passages or texts that have a lot of meaning to them, and whatever we do to try to make equivalent forms is never going to sufficiently account for that. So using statistics, what we're able to do is to give students who are reading more difficult forms more credit for reading those more difficult forms. And as a result, it's much easier to compare student performance across time. Composite scores for DIBELS 8th edition are making use of cutting-edge approaches to measurement. We've used a latent measurement model in order to derive the weights that we give to different subtests on DIBELS 8th edition in the different grade levels, so that we sort of maximize the information that we're getting out of these subtests. And this enables us to predict student risk and monitor progress better than ever before. In addition, the most recent practices in U.S. schools, as well as legislation impacting U.S. schools, has informed how we went about developing the measures and thinking about even the form creation. And as a result, that makes DIBELS 8th edition more useful to teachers than any previous DIBELS edition.